We have a saying around here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, no brains, no headache.
Well, hello, boys.
What's up? What's up?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Heyo, we're back with another Vag-tastic episode here in No Brains, No Headache Land.
I just stubbed my toe sitting down.
Yeah, we had a little malfunction as we're getting going there. I also stubbed my toe. You know, we ordered this desk, and it's kind of backwards, Matt.
Yeah, well, there really wasn't much option in our budget, which was essentially $0. So.
What are you talking about? Handle the finances. They're doing great. You got a petty cash fund. That's what every good company has, is a petty cash fund that's ready to be taken to a local casino at any time. Okay, if you don't have that on hand, are you even doing business?
You could double up really quick.
Or lose everything. And, you know, you don't want to back me into a corner like that. I get backed in. I get nervous. You got to watch out.
Have you seen the videos of the guys, like, putting their life savings on, like, red or black?
I mean, yeah.
They have those, but then sometimes it's like a comically low amount of money. It's like his life savings, like $650. It's like, that's not a lot of money.
What are you trying to say about life savings of around $650?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say you have way more than that.
Yeah, if I sell both my kidneys and my appendix,
you know, a kidney,
I start selling blood and semen, not mixed together, maybe I'll have more than that.
You can get $40,000 for a kidney.
Can you now? Where do we have to go for this? Is this like you have to go to fly to Turkey for this? Is it like a hair transplant? What is the kidney market like? Where do you go?
Well, if you go to certain places like Mexico, you're only gonna get like $3,000.
I would not. No, Mexico's off the list.
Yeah,
already.
But there are certain places, like I think if you get like a really rich, like some guy in Saudi Arabia or something that you match with, he'd give you $40,000 in an instant.
I mean, I'm so unworldly and naive that if I were in a foreign country and the offer was just right, I would definitely let somebody just hack out the kidney, have it. I don't know how that works. Do you get half ahead of time and half after? Is it a full frontal thing? What are we talking?
I feel like I would want it all up front.
Yeah, I want that to hit the bank account, but then you're in a foreign country. That scares me. You know, America protects its citizens to a certain extent. You're familiar with the area. Maybe you got a lawyer on hand. I don't know. I feel like I'm doing a Mel Kiper thing right now.
Yeah, you are.
It feels good. Well, you know, it's you got to put on a face here, all right? This is No Brains, No Headache. This is some premier entertainment. Our listeners deserve to have a good time, have a good experience. That's what I'm trying to provide. Puka shell necklace making a comeback, all right? As you can see, I wore it. You know, I like to accessorize from time to time. And if you're not on the puka shell necklace trend, either get on board or get the freak out.
Nice.
Not swearing this week. It's a new era.
I'll get that out of you.
Welcome to the new era of NBNH. You ever tell somebody NBNH and they have the hardest time with 4 letters? Maybe it's a Pam issue. Because a lot of people are like MBNH.
I've had people that's it's no brains, no headache, but they're like
I've explained to people it's no brains, no headache, and then they'll ask for an email, for example. So NBNH, and they're MB and what?
Yeah.
4 letters, no brains, no headache. That matches. The N, it stands for no. The B stands for brains. The N stands for no number 2. H, headache.
That would be something we would do, is just like, what's your email? It's going to be M as in marketing.
No, N as in no, B as in brains, N as in no again, H as in headache.
I'm getting really bad with like when I have to do the anagram thing, when I spell things out, like M as in I can never think of what to say.
Anagram?
I don't think that's the right word.
I don't think it is either. Are you talking about a mnemonic device, perhaps?
Like when I need to spell something out, like B as in boy.
You say you say that?
I don't. Sometimes I get to a letter and I don't know what to say.
When you're on the phone with in a professional setting?
Yeah, or it's like I'm ordering pizza or something. And they're like, and I have to like spell my name, and I'll be like M as in mattresses.
I feel like Matt is pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, but they always go like Mac or Pat or Max.
Maybe we have to enunciate.
I try, but
Try to enunciate.
I almost burned down a Domino's pizza this week.
Did you?
They said my meal was ready, and so I went there and I waited for 30 minutes.
That's what you get. You go with Domino's. That's just part of the service experience that they provide for their customers.
And there was this guy, it was really crowded in there, and there was this guy who I'm pretty
How
sure
often you go into pizza shops, Matt? Let me ask you that.
probably once every week or two.
We're on a pizza a week kind of deal.
I mean, I'm the one that goes in, gets carry out because there's a Domino's right by my mom's house, and I'll take it over there. And there was a guy that just kept coming in and out, and he kept saying the same, like every 5 minutes he'd come in and go, "Oh, forgot my 2-liter," and he would steal another 2-liter.
Remember when we went to the bar and there was that guy just having an argument with the air?
Oh,
And we had to walk by him. Classic, downtown Bismarck crackhead situation. Seen it 100 times. Very entertaining. We were at a private party as well, and this guy came over to the ATM, full-blown conversation with the ATM, and then sneezed all over it. Okay? When the crackhead sneezes on the ATM, we actually had to send somebody over there to disinfect for the betterment of the population. But that's a tough look right there. The crackhead sneeze ATM situation, you don't prepare for that kind of thing.
it was one of those sneezes too that like clearly wasn't real, but he just like yelled like "chew" and then like nothing over his hands or anything.
Classic. I love to see it. Love to see it. What are these road trip snacks you're talking about?
So I hit the road this weekend.
Yeah, Matt, you have done comedy in now 3 states.
It's adding up.
You need to slow down, man. This meteoric rise could, end ugly.
I don't think I think it might be below meteoric, like a bad rise, because it's not really going too hot.
Dark Knight Rises.
Yep, we'll go with that. But
You're in a deep well somewhere. Your back is broken, trying to get out.
if you've ever seen Dark Knight Rises, that's essentially my comedy career, but I never make it to the top. I just plummet to my death.
You're just a bastard child born in a hole. Is that how your comedy career started?
I was born in the darkness. But yeah, I hit the road to go to Dilworth, Minnesota because, like we said, comedy career's going great.
It's a big comedy market out there.
And I went and grabbed some road trip snacks before I left. And what would you say your go-to is? It's just you and you're going for like, let's say a 3-hour road trip.
I like to hit all bases. I want to check all boxes. Got to get something salty. Got to get something sweet, something to wash it down, perhaps a little bit of nicotine, take the edge off. If I'm going into a gas station and I can have whatever I want, here's one for you. And it's going to be perhaps the most fat statement I've said in a while, trying to avoid the obesity train. Whew, tough. I would go with the big Reese's cup with Reese's Pieces inside of it.
That's good.
The texture, the taste, the combination of all of the above. Fantastic piece of candy right there. Chips or some sort of saltiness. It's a good question. I'm a big Pringles guy. Love me some Pringles.
Pringles is a dangerous game, though, because if you're driving and you get your hand stuck in the Pringles jar,
yeah,
it's on there for a good while.
I've done a lot worse while driving with my right hand. But
dude, she gave me roadhead when I was driving.
Still trying to come up with a joke about that. I don't know what we got to call it. Something funny. You got to have a funny story. I think the crowd would really take well.
Maybe that's how the Baltimore Bridge collapsed. The boat captain was giving someone roadhead.
And then gay blowjobs?
We'll go with I think Baltimore is a gay community.
I would like to fact check that before we put that out in the universe.
I think there's gay people that live in Baltimore.
More than likely, there's a chance. What if you're like in the hood gay? Is that different? What kind of respect are you getting? Do they allow that? Does the hood allow gay people?
You don't see it very often. Never in like.
Just I'm genuinely curious.
I mean, I watched an episode of Chicago PD where like the crime lord's brother was gay, and he had to hide it from people, and then they ended up just killing him.
Isn't that just the plot of Shameless, like season 3, episode 8, something like that?
Shameless is such a good show.
Yeah. A little bit of gay there. Anyway, the chick giving you a road head while she's driving, joke I'm working on. Where were we at?
Road Trip Snacks, which we are like one step away from Roadhead about any time during this podcast. But Road Trip Snacks, here's what I went with on my way to Dilworth, Minnesota to do comedy. Beef jerky, the bites though.
See that? There's a wrapper in the garbage.
I bought 2 of them, which was good because the first one I tried opening and just ripped it way too hard and just went everywhere. So I didn't get to have the teriyaki one. There's still bits and pieces on my car floor. But then I went with another one. Glad
Those
I
will
had
be there
that
forever.
Yep.
So that's nice.
Yep. And then I did some peanut M&Ms, peanut butter M&Ms.
Okay, I think I saw those.
That was the second round. I got them again on my way home.
I already know what you have because you left all your wrappers all around.
Yep. And then I got Gardettos.
Gardetto's solid choice right there. And the thing about Gardetto's is, everybody loves the rye chips. That's the fan favorite right there. But what Gardetto's also bring is a bit of humility. You think you want just rye chips. Those are available. You get a bag of just rye chips. It's not the same.
It's like pistachios.
You need the combination of Gardetto's. You need the other pieces to make it. It's a team effort with Gardetto's, and I appreciate that. It's been a while since we hit the gong. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, so that's Road Trip Snacks.
How was your show?
It was pretty good. It was a free bar show, so like a lot of people were like just there, and then like they're like, "Oh, comedy." There's one table wouldn't shut the fuck up, and so I figured how I would counteract that was just get really weird.
Okay.
And by weird, I mean anti-Semitic.
Okay, it's an approach.
And
it's a strategy one uses.
Actually, I just did the snow Jews allowed joke, and they're like, "That's too far," and I was like, "Go to hell." And
somebody actually said that's too far.
Yeah, and I was like,
see, that's the problem with free bar shows. Good for you. Glad that you got the opportunity. But yeah, the free bar shows is when people are like just there and they happen to be there for the show. Yeah, you're gonna run into that.
But it was a pretty good crowd.
If you require people to pay to get in, like they willingly are there.
Yep.
So that's a nice difference.
But it wasn't bad. It was a good like 10-15 minutes. There was like a bunch of other guys there that I got to meet.
We found out you saw our old friend Denver correspondent Andy, the OGs of NBNH. That's N as in no, B as in brains. They'll know who Denco Andy is, Denver correspondent. Currently Fargo correspondent, but you found out he's soon to be Austin, Texas correspondent.
Which will be nice to have in the back pocket.
So congrats to Denko on that. I haven't talked to him in a while. I'm glad you checked in on him. He gave us an ashtray he made in a pottery class. If you know Denko, Andy, that's the most Denko thing ever. Once he moves, though, we're making the transition. We are rebranding to Texco, Andy,
or Texaco,
whatever. We'll do some trials.
We'll workshop. We got to get a logo with it.
Yeah, we'll definitely figure it out. So that's awesome.
But after the show, went downtown Fargo, and there's this bar that has karaoke on a Saturday night, and it's like actually on a stage, and people are standing by the stage
as if it was a rock concert.
It's awesome.
Yeah, karaoke culture is where it's at.
It's so much better than just like here's in the corner next to a creepy guy. This is like on a stage and people were just rocking out.
I think last time I experienced karaoke, I was really turned off. I don't think I wasn't on the same level as 98% of the people at this establishment. And when you're not there and then there's like 4 drunk dudes singing in sync, it's not great. It turns a guy off.
So here was kind of what I got pretty drunk. But so Blaze was another guy that did comedy with. He was at the stadium show, and we were at this bar, and every time I would like get separated from him, then I'd see him, I'd be like, shot of Jameson, and we just kept doing that. And I think I had about 8 shots of Jameson in like an hour and a half.
Well, there you go.
And I was just slugging beers too, so.
I didn't know you drank.
And bar closes at 2 in Fargo. Which
Game
that
changer.
extra hour is, I don't know if I like it very much. Like, I'm not a night owl.
Yeah, it seems too much for you.
Yeah, but I went to bed at like 3, woke up at like 8.
Wow, fantastic. Matt's sleep schedule, everybody. Fantastic to hear it. I was just gonna say, the sun is shining. Beautiful day out today.
What'd you do this weekend?
Nothing to discuss on this podcast. It's boring. Nothing really.
Cool.
Yeah, but the sun is shining. And my other side hustle gig, April 2024, the best month in company history. Thank you. So yeah, happy to have that. Just when I think I'm out, count me back in.
Yeah.
And last week at open mic night, I finished up my set. I was walking off, and Dayton goes, "He's back." So yeah, good to I'm back on it. I was right when you get down, you're gonna come back up. It's called being zen. Right when you take a few licks, you don't know what to do. You got to keep going. All right. Plus, I saw this quote, the Joe Dirt quote. He was like, "What do you think I'm gonna do? Give up? No, just got to keep on keeping on." Really turned my my viewpoint around. It was just really nice. Sun shining, business is booming. I am commando right now. You can't see the lower half of me. I'm doing this new thing. Commando. I'm wearing no socks. I look like a goddamn, I don't even know.
So the year's 2032. Jordan is doing a TED Talk on his successful businesses, and he's going to be like, back in 2024, I was really down low, and a quote from Joe Dirt came up.
I mean, life is a garden, and you should dig it.
Stop.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, sometimes you have to make a plan, Stan, to get out of the hole. Okay? You got to get out of the rut. You got to keep on keeping on, That's the motto. I think May 2024, it's looking to be the best month, and dare I say it, of my life.
Okay.
I just said that, okay? And when I say things into the podcast universe to the 8 people listening, it comes true, okay? I don't know if they're praying for me. If you do pray for me. Need it. Pray for Matt. He needs it. Huge drinking. Taking shots of Jameson. And that's it for housekeeping.
Did you know if you move to Italy and have kids, the government there will pay you and give you land?
What? I'm sorry. Can you elaborate a little bit? So if I just fly over to Italy, start impregnating, I'm going to get paid?
And they'll give you land.
I should probably renew my passport. Step 1, renew passport.
Because Italy.
Step 2, do not buy condoms. Whatever you do.
So, I mean, well, that's a money-saving thing.
Not if they're going to pay me.
So apparently in Italy, they'll pay you and give you a plot of land because their population is getting so old because no one's having kids in Italy.
Italy, just on the surface, seems like a very old country. Rome is there. That's been around. That's old. It's only right that the citizens as well are old. Matt, is this indirect prostitution?
I mean, there's a lot of things that are kind of indirect.
So we got China, who will decapitate you if you have more than 1 or 2 kids, and if they're girls, they're no good.
You get thrown into a river.
Then you have Italy over here, just bang it out. What does Amsterdam have to say about this?
Well, there's places in the U.S. that you can get paid to move to.
Like way north Alaska?
No, it's like Tulsa, Oklahoma did it for a while.
What do they do? Here's $4 an expired McDonald's coupon.
It's essentially we'll give you $12,000, but you have to stay here for 18 months.
What kind of contract or agreement are we getting into? Last I checked, this is America. Take the money and run. They sang a whole song about it and everything. That's what I would go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Place is getting ripped up by tornadoes. The heart of America lately has been in the movie Twister, and the Twister, fantastic piece of cinematography. Real life twisters literally shred your life apart. So hopefully everyone's okay, recover well.
Well, the weird thing is, it's like, yeah, it's like going right by Omaha. And my first thing was like, oh, I didn't know Omaha get tornadoes. Not like, oh, my family lives in Omaha, I should probably check on them.
Yeah, John Doe was marked safe. You just comment, nobody cares.
I didn't ask. But my brother down there told me that a dog was in a kennel, and the kennel got thrown 4 blocks, and the dog was perfectly fine.
Just went for a little ride. Roller coaster
Could
ride.
you imagine just being a dog asleep, and next thing you know, you're just hurling through the air?
Well, it would be like the opening scene of Wizard of Oz all over again, because they're colorblind, so they're seeing black and white. They're still in Kansas. Did the dog start in Nebraska, end up in Kansas?
That'd be pretty
That would be
wild,
wild.
If you cross state lines. Just got thrown over the Missouri River.
Think anyone's just willingly thrown themselves into a tornado, just
for
thinking
sure.
that they're going for... Do you die instantly, do you think? Or you go for a little rip, you have a heart attack? You know, they say if you like fall off a building or jump off a building, you die before you hit the ground because you have a heart attack first. You ever heard that?
No.
You've never heard that?
No.
I mean, I don't know how they prove that. Like the guy, he lived. All of his limbs broke off entirely. And after doing an EKG, I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
sounds smart.
The autopsy.
The autopsy, not the even topsy, the autopsy revealed he had a heart attack
they're
before he
just-
hit the pavement.
How would they reveal that? There's just a bowl on the table.
I don't know, Matt. This life is a mystery. You know, we have no control. You gotta let it go.
So this podcast I listened to, one of their guys' dads was in charge of like the property management of the Empire State Building, and people would just huck themselves off that all the time. But buildings get skinnier as they go up, so they would never.
I already know what you're gonna say.
There was only one guy that ever made it to the street. They just hit balconies like 40 floors down and explode. Or like their torso would end up on a balcony and then their legs would end up a couple balconies below.
That would be a wild day at work. What happened at work today, hon? Well, John from...
Went out for a smoke
Yeah.
break and just got... Imagine like if you're like lived in a residential high rise and you're just out there like grilling some burgers and just...
The nightlight. Okay, sorry to our listeners out there.
What else do you got?
What do I have? Oh, is that you moved to Italy to have kids? Would you?
No, I just looked it up. It's $8,000 a year for 3 years.
American.
Yep.
What's the rate?
No, that's 8,000, or it's
US.
8,000 euros, which is $8,600.
Interesting. It was over the weekend. I had to borrow a sweatshirt, and it was one of those sweatshirts that has your last name on the back.
Oh, tough. They still make those?
It's just like a high school thing.
Yeah, it's the worst type of person that still wears those.
Oh, I was gonna suggest we bring it back
Oh man, that's tough.
because it reminded me. You'll love this. I remember in high school one time I got into a fist fight with a gentleman, and this was about the year 2009, give or take. And somebody recorded the fist fight on their Motorola Razr. And I remember getting pulled into the principal's office. And I'm deny, lie, deny. That was the motto back then. As a youngin', young Jordy. And they asked me my story. They're like cops. They're like detectives interrogating you. They asked me my story, deny. Then they whip out this Motorola Razr phone, and they're like, "Are you sure that's not you?" And I was wearing one of those goddamn sweatshirts that had my last name on it. And I'm just... You see me throwing some haymakers. We're like it could have been anybody.
It's really weird that they could read it because those grainy videos.
I mean, Yeah, you could put two and two together. It was not high def, but I thought it was so funny thinking back on the freshman in high school fist fight days, trying to deny the allegation, and then they have me on camera with the sweatshirt that has my last name on it.
The one nice thing about those sweatshirts are no one's ever really going to steal them, and like if you lose it, it's pretty easy to find.
If you don't use it, you lose it. But I don't like anything on the back of my sweatshirts or shirts for that matter. Sometimes it's too much. Do you like anything on the back of yours?
No, it's kind of pointless.
It's just the back.
I think like having stuff on the back, the only reason is like sports, I would say.
I don't know what that was for, but I kind of have a tick going. So
Yeah. Yeah.
let me be.
Yeah, it's like maybe if like sports, I remember like our basketball warm-ups when we were kids, we thought it was like the coolest thing ever when we got them with our last names on as we go like 0-39.
Oh, man. So bad at youth sports, especially basketball.
Yeah, our team was like, if there was a 30 for 30 on our team, it would actually be so bad it's good. And then at the end of it, it shows us carrying someone off the court after we beat like a second grade team in a fourth grade tournament.
I remember we did a small town have I told this story on the pod? You know what? You get it again.
I don't think so, but it's so funny.
Well, there was a small town tournament, and there was one really good team, and then the rest were shitty teams, our team being one of the shitty ones. And I remember we took fourth place because of like a 4-way tiebreaker. And we got these fourth place medals about this big, like no bigger than a 50-cent piece. And on the way home, we were playing We Are the Champions.
There's only a couple things I remember about that trip. And one of them was that some idiot on our team clogged the toilet.
Oh, yeah.
And then like overflowed their entire locker room. And then we took fourth place and saying We Are the Champions on the way
Flint
home.
Tropics, fourth place. Sorry, I'm getting a little carried away. I want you to hold on to that.
Okay.
So we're out on bringing the sweatshirts.
I don't want to do it. It's more money.
Gotcha. I'll agree with that, actually. In the moment, reminiscing on said story, it's always great when you are alleged of something and you're guilty as can be and you're still just trying to get out of it. I think that's why Cops is so entertaining. Just watching people who are definitely guilty try to get out of it. And the evidence against me is bullshit. If I didn't have this sweatshirt, I just swore, son of a... I don't know how I'm going to recover from this financially. I lost it. Matt, take over.
Well, I was going to say the being caught.
Have a good episode.
One of my favorite things is like on Cops when they're like, is this you running on this video camera? And the guy's like, nope. He's like, you're wearing the same tracksuit as the guy was 24 hours ago.
I think since my body's a temple and it's a blank canvas, if I ever commit a severe crime, face tats. Be like, what do you mean? I've had these tattoos for years.
See, face tats aren't really getting, like, people just have them now and no one really cares.
Well, you face tat it up. Should we get one?
No.
No.
I don't really. I feel like it would just hurt more than anything.
Where would you get it?
If I was going to get anything, I don't know what I would get. It'd probably be like some sort of fruit or something.
Oh, fruit.
Yeah.
On the face.
I don't know why I went with that. Or like a dog bone.
A dog bone. Okay.
What would you get?
I don't know. Not a dog bone or fruit. Maybe some sort of numbers that are significant. I don't know.
Just a swastika on my forehead.
There's a chance. There's a chance. Moving on. No Brains, No Headache, episode 198.
We got some Facebook Marketplace to go through. We haven't really done this in a while, so I'm going to go back a little bit. Comedian in a wheelchair. That's kind of funny.
This better be good, Matt. If Facebook Marketplace is going to be your crutch, this better be good.
There was one that they put out here and said, Grandpa Al will be 100 in less than a month. By God's amazing grace, I'm thinking what would be a memorable birthday present. And someone commented, a coffin.
Yeah, I mean, if you're approaching triple digits, like, what's your favorite meal? Okay, give them that in a gravel pit. Go Christy Gnome style. Boom.
This next one I sent to you, and it says medical lift chair works great, upholstery not the greatest, but can easily be covered with a sheet. Free. And this chair looks like someone tied it up behind a truck and just drug it on the way home.
Yeah, it looked like somebody died and then decayed on it as well.
It
Like
looks,
they had to peel them off and then wash off the bodily fluids. That's what it looks like.
but like, look how pristine the left arm looks. That's like the only part of it that doesn't look like shit.
What if they just showed the previous owner just missing their left arm?
This was probably Grandpa Al.
Yeah, it's Grandpa Al's chair. After they celebrated his 100th birthday, tossed him in a gravel pit. Christy Gnome style.
You keep saying that, but what happened with Christy Gnome?
You don't read the news?
Not really.
Okay, Christy Gnome, governor of South Dakota.
Hot.
It's your opinion. She has a book coming out, and in the book, she talks about how she killed a family dog, a hunting dog that didn't listen very well. Put it down. And it's raising some controversy.
Wow.
I mean, I've been from North Dakota my whole life. I've definitely heard of farmers or people in general where their dog is, like, if your dog's biting people and injuring people,
Yeah.
you can take them to the vet and they'll put them down, or you can go out to the old gravel pit, one between the old eyes, and that's what Christy Gnome did. And it is raising concern because she is a very hardcore conservative. And I mean, when you're that polarizing, people are just going to attack you.
Yeah. It's not a big deal.
Also killed a family goat. Yeah. But she says how she took the dog to the gravel pit and took care of business.
This guy posted and said, check out these salt and pepper shakers I found at Goodwill. And it's a picture of 2 butt plugs.
2 is interesting. I usually put 1 up my ass, but 2, that's pretty bold.
And I was kind of going through like how these would be construed as salt and pepper shakers.
I think when it comes to the sex toys, there is no reuse, reduce, recycle. If you're done with it, you should just throw it away.
Wait,
would you bang another guy's pocket pussy?
There's 3
I don't
in.
think
There's
so.
3 in there.
3 butt plugs. Once again, I usually only do 1. Teach their own.
Which how could they be misconstrued as salt and pepper shakers? Because they usually don't come in 3s.
Matt, it's a joke. You believe everything on the internet?
Okay, well, you don't have to be a dick about
Do you
it.
think they smelled them? If you saw them,
Yes.
And if you saw them on the shelf, do you think you'd give it a little whiff?
Probably.
Yeah.
This one happened today on our favorite site, Bismarck People Reporting the News, and it said fail of the day, and someone was transporting their car in the back of a semi-truck, and the car fell out the back.
Yeah, it looks like they have a very janky wooden plank. Right when you sent this to me, it immediately reminded me of the scene in Napoleon Dynamite where they're jumping their bike, and then Napoleon goes, and the ramp just breaks, and he runs into the wall of bricks.
Honestly, it doesn't really look like it looks like someone's fence that they just.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
but it looks like a terrible ramp.
yeah. And then there was another one today that said, "My Kohl's cash expired last night at midnight. Can I still use it today?"
I hate when people make the little, I don't know, graphic or whatever of just saying something. This is social media. At one point in society, it was called just a status update. You just update your status. Pictures more alluring. I get it. It's a status update.
Yeah.
Should we start updating our statuses?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, most times I'll do like a Facebook status. It's like, I think, like it was like 11 years ago, I said carpooling is for poor people. Then I just like shared it. I'm like, I stand by this.
There's a chance I just go completely off the grid. I did a little social media cleanse, came off of it. Like, this is boring. There's nothing going on. Maybe my algorithm is effed.
I think all of our algorithms are effed.
Apparently, all it is just bikini models, apparently.
And people with and people with deformities.
That you can throw up to 25 yards.
You could not throw little Jacob Walker 25 yards.
And you have to bring his name into it. He has... Oh, God, here we go. When you say you're a Panthers fan, and then all of a sudden you're a Chiefs fan during their dynasty-esque run, that means you have no loyalty. Pick a side, stick to it.
He also gives Pizza Hut pizza a 10 out of 10. So
let's stop. I'm getting angry. I've been promised myself that I'm going to work on my anger, and this isn't helping. Okay, we are stoking the fire. I also saw a Facebook Marketplace thing where they clearly just cut down some trees laying on the ground, and it was a classic. If you want firewood, come cut it up, haul it yourself. Okay, so you just want us to.
There was another like a big pile of rocks.
It's springtime in the Nodak region. You know, people are cleaning up, getting the yard ready, doing some landscaping, and they just have. Apparently, they hired somebody to cut down a tree, but that's it. Once the tree hit the ground, out of there.
My favorite one's like when you were cutting some trees down, and this guy's like, "Free firewood to anyone that cuts down this tree," and it was a massive tree, and you're like, "That would cost like $3,000
minimum."
And this guy's like, "Free firewood."
I usually sell myself short, minimum $3,000. I don't know. I'm out of the tree game. I don't know trees anymore. I don't know wood. Don't ask me. The answer is no. Similar to playing cornhole. Hey, Jordan, do you want to play corn? No. Not at all. Corn, no. That's what I'm going to call it. Christy, no. Am I up?
Yeah.
Oh, what does boat raced even mean?
I don't know, but I like the saying. I feel like I've looked this up before.
Got a handy dandy tab here. This is just Premier Entertainment. It's when one team puts a beat down on another. Now, I understand that, but what does the origin, boat raced, how does that come into play? Is it like a boat versus a canoe, perhaps?
Comes from the boat race, an annual rowing competition between Oxford and Cambridge in which the first side to get ahead can move to the middle of the river.
We're talking about rowing crew again? Let's move on.
Where the current is faster.
Let's move on, Matt.
And is
Next.
never overtaken. You're the one that brought it up.
I didn't think we're going to be, it was a rowing crew thing. I was just wondering. I saw somebody talk about the Cubs getting boat raced, and I'm like, what does that even mean?
Well, now you know. It's when Oxford and Cambridge would row crew. What else?
We're moving on. This might be a short episode.
That's
Do
fine.
I apologize? No. I have other things to do.
So
you know what?
Yeah, stop shaking the table. No.
You just wait, okay? I don't know what for what, but you just wait.
So AA baseball has the market cornered on maybe the best names in all of baseball.
Okay. I do love me a juicy name.
So here's just some examples of some of the teams. The Northwest Arkansas Naturals, Tulsa Drillers.
Now, is the Naturals, do they only invite women with natural breasts? If you have fake tits, are you not allowed in the park?
What if you got like in free if you had not fake cans, but then you had to pay double if you had fake cans?
I'm all for it.
Or what if they had like fake cans nights where it's like or they changed their name, like the rebrand, and they were like the Northwest Arkansas Not Naturals. Huge boobs.
You know, I was just curious.
I mean, I've never been in Northwest Arkansas, but if they did that for a game, I would consider going.
Natural night? Fake night? I think we're onto something. We should take over the marketing for that team.
The Tulsa Drillers. I'm sure that they drill some sort of like oil or something down there, but...
They drill in a hole? These are all very sexual so far. Either that or just my hormones are out of control.
I mean, there's the Arkansas Travelers. I don't know why there's two Arkansas-based teams.
People who just can't seem to dribble the basketball properly.
The Amarillo Sod Poodles.
Sod Poodles. Okay, that is interesting. I'm not a fan of poodles. The name itself, poodle. Come on,
I don't think
sounds soft.
I don't think a sod poodle is a dog.
A sod poodle, a grass dog. What's a poodle?
We'll figure this out.
Matt did his homework,
What is
which is
a
nice.
sod poodle?
I should be. I'm the producer. I should be doing that. I'm not.
It's a prairie dog.
A sod poodle.
Is another name for a prairie dog.
They should just name them the Prairie Dogs and then lock up the bathrooms after the second inning.
That'd be pretty good.
I think we could market. We have a lot of great ideas for Double A so far.
Where you
Natural night, you're going to see some natural cans. Prairie Dog night, bathrooms closed, second inning.
Free,
you have to,
free hot dogs in the first inning, bathrooms closed in the second,
Prairie Dog night.
and then they open in the seventh.
No.
What if, or like you put bathrooms outside the stadium so they can leave to go take a shit, but then they have to pay to get back in?
It could be like a rodeo, bull riding, where they bring out a porta potty in the middle of the field. And they're like, all right, 7 minutes. If anybody needs to use it, there's the only one.
I was thinking,
And let people on the field.
I was thinking that
Chaos.
How funny would it be if they put a porta potty in the middle of a bullfighting ring? Just let a bull go right through it. Oh, that'd be good, clean family fun.
What other names do we have?
I was thinking of another thing about the prairie dogs, but I can't remember. Corpus Christi hooks.
Hook 'em.
Yeah, I was thinking more of like hookers.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Frisco Rough Riders.
They should have Bring a Prostitute night.
Bring a prostitute. Get
You're
in
hitting
free.
a whole new demographic. Okay,
Just,
prostitutes, last I checked, aren't really into Double A baseball. Bring a Prostitute night. You're introducing them to a whole new ball game.
Frisco Rough Riders.
Condom.
Midland Rockhounds
I like that. Anything with hounds. I
and
really like.
rocks are pretty good.
Do you like rocks?
I do.
Okay.
San Antonio Missions. I don't really get that one. This is like where it gets really weird and not like in a good way. The Binghamton Rumble Ponies,
Interesting.
which I kind of like. The Hartford Yard Goats.
I don't like that.
New Hampshire Fisher Cats.
I'm out.
Portland Sea Dogs, which I think is just another name for a seal.
Is that what it is? I get anything with dogs, hounds. I like it.
So the Phillies AA affiliate is the Reading Fighting Phils, and I just think of people named Phil fighting each other. Or what if there could only be people named Phil on that team?
I mean, Phil is a very controversial name.
The Akron Rubber Ducks.
I'm all on board with that one.
Yep. See, this one, having the name the Altoona Curve seems pretty cool. And then we have the Richmond Flying Squirrels.
So that's too silly to me.
Rockets,
I mean, I know it's a real thing, but
Rocket City Trash Pandas. That's awesome.
so they're just dumpster bears.
They're just raccoons. What if all raccoons get in free and they're just terrorizing the park? Yeah,
Bring a raccoon night.
we brought in 7,500 raccoons. They took over the park. Montgomery Biscuits.
I'm okay with that one.
They're-
Get on board.
Their hat's pretty sweet. It's just like a biscuit with butter on it.
It's interesting.
They butter your biscuit.
Order your biscuit night.
The Biloxi Shockers. It's actually Shuckers, but I don't know if that's worse or better than Shockers.
Like shucking corn.
Yeah.
I like shockers more.
Pensacola Blue Wahoos.
Blue waffles.
See, like every one of these names is like one letter away from just being a sex act. And the Cubs, for whatever reason,
Is it the Diamond Jacks?
no, they're the Smokies. But in every other level, they're like just the Cubs. Except for AA, they're like, we're going to be the Smokies.
I like that. I'm on board with the Smokies. Go back to the top again. What was those first couple? The Naturals. That's my favorite.
The Naturals, Drillers, Wind Surge, Sod Poodles, Hooks, Rough Riders, Rockhounds. The San Antonio Missions, Missionary.
Position, yeah. Boring.
Get in free if you're having sex in the public.
Is there any like Utah Soakers or anything like that?
I don't think Utah has a team. There was a mock-up of the hockey team moving to Utah, and their nickname was going to be the Super Soakers.
No, it wasn't.
And it just has, and on their jersey, it's a mock-up. As in not real, but it was the Super Soakers, and then it just had a huge hot dog on it.
Are you a Gullah Bull?
The Rubber Ducks.
Yeah, it's up there on my list. Whatever Hooks bring a prostitute night. I'm on. I think that's one of my better ideas all time.
It's insane how little these stadiums seat. Guess what? The most people can go.
10,000.
It's 12,000. I wonder if there's any that are like under 5,000.
Interesting.
Yeah, but that's all I got. I mean, AA baseball just has like, out of like the best names of any baseball team, like most of them are in AA baseball. It's
great. The Cubs were hot for a minute there.
Yep.
They won like 4 in a row, and then they got boat raced 17-0. Did Matt Mervis pitch in that game?
He gave up 6 runs.
Fantastic. At what point in the MLB, the highest level of baseball in the world, in its professional league, at what point do you give up? What's like your mercy rule? There is no mercy rule, but you're the manager in the dugout. You're like, okay, I've had enough. Let's not get anybody injured. Let's just get over it.
I think it's the good rule of thumb is 9 runs after 6 innings.
9 after 6?
Yep.
So it's impossible?
That's like what the main rule is.
The missionary impossible?
Yeah, because then there's only 3 at-bats to make up 3 runs an inning and not give up any.
Fantastic. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Your math there adds up, which is nice.
And the only reason I do know that is because I was watching, I think it was the Cubs when they were playing the Rockies and they just blew like a 8-run lead and then won in extra innings. It just didn't need to happen.
The Mound Dogs victorious this week. Fantasy baseball team. What's mine is yours. Okay? This isn't for me, this is for you. Okay? Mound Dogs victorious this week. So the sun's shining, business is booming, fantasy baseball team.
You had a good April. I don't know how you're going to have...
I had quite the road bump in April, Matt. So let's leave it at that.
Okay.
Before I go down a spiral. What pisses you off more? When people answer the phone a stupid way or they end the phone call with bye?
I hate ending phone calls. They can answer it however they want because I'm usually not listening for the first 15 seconds.
Is it when you end a phone call, is it the classic awkward back and forth, try to say 2 things?
It's like you have a buy off. You're like, all right, well, we'll see you later. And they'll be like, okay, yeah, bye. Okay, bye. Yep, see ya.
Nice talking to you. Yeah, no, you too.
Yeah.
Say hi's to your moms and pops.
And you ping ball back. I've gotten to the point where it's just like, yep, bye, click. There's people that they have this decorum to wait, and I don't like it.
I go with the take care, hang up. I'm even hanging up halfway through saying the word care, or talk to you later. Boom.
Or when it's like someone says, "Oh, have a good weekend," and then you're like, "You too." Okay, yep, bye, yep, bye. See you later. And it's like, okay, what are we doing here?
Honestly,
I think about this like at least once a week of like, wow, I just wasted 30 seconds just playing tennis,
Oh, I love watching people say goodbye, like in a physical sense. Like this person's going to drive away, you're saying goodbye, and how long they stay. It's awesome. I was
so drunk on Saturday, I just kept saying goodbye to the same person like 5 times.
Did you leave?
Yeah, like eventually, and then we're like... Like, see ya. And then we walked out, like, at the same time.
So awkward.
Yeah.
So awkward.
But the good thing is...
I call it out, too.
Yep.
I've done that where you're leaving an establishment and It might be like 9 in the morning on a Wednesday. So there's no alcohol. I mean, maybe if you're raging alcoholic, but there's no booze involved. So it's not that situation. It's even more awkward because it's like the morning time. And I call it out.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, well, this isn't awkward at all. I yell it. I get loud. It's uncomfortable sometimes.
Yep.
I just hate when people say, bye, to end the phone call.
I don't like it.
I've been blocking so many numbers lately. I mean, it's all spam calls.
I've gotten a ton today.
I was talking to somebody from Arizona earlier. Then I got a phone call from Arizona, and I'm like, are you freaking pranking me right now?
Have you ever gotten a phone call from yourself where it literally says like Jordan Weichel is calling you?
Never been that stoned.
Oh, I've gotten that before because they generate random numbers and
It's not real numbers?
No,
What if these people call me in the future and I already have their number blocked because I thought it was spam?
Then you won't get it.
Great. What if this whole time somebody's been trying to get a hold of me?
And you just
They're like, you're the
blocked it.
funniest person ever. I'll hire you forever.
Yeah.
Here's $1 million. What if,
This is one that got away.
There's more than one that got away. I will take responsibility for my actions. Am I ashamed? Yes. Bouncing back? Also, yes. Okay? You get me into a corner. You don't know what's going to happen.
Major setback for a minor comeback.
I can't wait. I'm at the age and the point in my life where it's like, you could really, excuse my language, fuck things up pretty good.
What's the saying?
You're not 17 anymore.
It's like, what's the saying? It's like,
your actions have consequences.
that's the kind of a Spider-Man movie. I was going to the ones like, old enough to know better, but young enough to not give a shit.
Name's Jordan, here to party.
Yeah.
Maybe that's by his shoe.
Your actions have consequences.
Isn't that a thing? Is that just a general saying?
I thought we were on the same wavelength of you were going to say like a saying that was similar to
failure to prepare is preparing to fail.
What's the best availability is availability? That's not right.
No such thing as bad publicity, perhaps?
The best... no. The best ability is availability.
There you go. What the hell does that mean?
That as long as you show up, that's half the battle.
That is half the battle. I agree with that 100%. Just trying to be a badass out there. Is badass on the swear jar list?
No, I think badass is cool.
Okay.
I think I owe at least 50 cents and you owe at least like $300.
Matt, we aren't going in increments of quarters or 50 cents. It's $1 and I owe $2. Okay? I said the F-bomb and the S-H-I-T word.
Said the N-word.
When?
I'm just kidding.
When did I say that?
I'm just kidding.
People are going to clip this up, Matt.
No.
My professional career is going to depend on how people perceive what I say on this podcast. Should we have more guests on, you think?
Yeah, maybe.
I think me and you, we had a break from each other. We need another one.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. To our listeners, loyal listeners, if you're in the area, our 4-year anniversary / 200th episode is coming up. I don't know about you. I think it's worth celebrating. 4 years?
I'll get drunk.
Never had a relationship that long. Never had a job that long. I went to high school. I went to college for 7.
So we got some years to go there.
Years, but I've never done anything for 4 years of my life. I mean, I've smoked weed for about 16.
Yeah.
So that doesn't.
The podcast is now officially older than my hamster Gus was when he died. So that's how you know it's been a while.
Fantastic.
I just stopped feeding him.
Yeah, that'll do the trick. But come join us. Party with us. Come out. We're going to go downtown Bismarck, visit some of our favorite spots that have been good to us over the years. Give back to the community that has been supporting us and all of our listeners, you guys. So if you're listening to this, if you're hearing this right now, Matt will buy you a beer. Not me.
That's fine.
I'll give him the company card. If you want to bankrupt the podcast,
now is your time.
Now is your time.
Like if you're like, fuck these guys, swear jar. They've been around long enough.
Do you ever have the thought in your mind where you're like, you were approaching 200 episodes, 4 years. Have you ever thought to yourself, maybe we're just not that entertaining? Maybe people think we're douche faces.
I've been thinking that for about 4 years.
You know, the whole saying of like, here we go, sayings again, but, other people's opinions are none of your concern. Does that go out the window when you're in entertainment and media?
Yes.
Okay. See, yeah, you can't take that mentality. You're just trying to live your life, but...
Actually, I want to read maybe one of the meanest comments that I've ever had, and it was about me on our YouTube page. You can check us out on YouTube.
Yeah.
No Brains, No
Anyway,
Headache.
Friday, May 24th, for your anniversary party. Hit us up. We're going to go out. We're going to have a good time. Lots to celebrate.
I'm going to read this comment. They literally is like blocked. You have to like deep into it.
You blocked this person?
No, it was mean enough that it doesn't show up when you click on comments. You have to go to newest first.
That's pretty mean.
Yeah. So I actually hearted it. This is really funny, but I was wearing a red headband and I have a rather large head. And this guy said, "Imagine how much extra time you will have for sewing 3 headbands together to fit on that massively bloated pink melon. Extra time to pep talk that fruity red mustache."
Oh, my sweet Jesus.
Is this somebody we know? Is this a prank?
No. Or I don't know. Do we know a Brandon Loftus?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Its name is Mighty Marar.
Fantastic. So that hurt you? Are you hurt by that?
Not really. I've pretty much come to the realization that I'm pretty ugly, so.
Well, with that attitude, you are an ugly sack of shit. I will gladly donate to the swear jar for that. That's our episode 198. Follow us on social media at N as in no, B as in brains, N as in no again, H as in headache. There you can find us. Check our link in our bio. People were clamoring for us to get on YouTube. I want to watch the podcast. So we did that. And it's going okay. But don't be a hypocrite. If you wanted to watch the show, you can now. YouTube. Been around forever. Been around longer than the old people in Italy. Pretty much.
Yeah, that's...
So Matt's going to go to Italy and procreate. And it's going to be a really good time. We're going to get updates from him abroad. Sending him on a company trip. We're not paying for it. But we're just going to say that for legal reasons. And it's going to be a great time. So check it out. YouTube, wherever you're at. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. Are we banned from Twitter? What happened there?
Yeah, we got banned for a little bit.
We're back on, though?
Yeah.
Twitter is back on. I've been tweeting like crazy lately.
I hate Twitter so much.
Me too, but it's fun. It's fun. That's what it is.
Yeah, we're all having fun.
I think I just need to reset all my social media. The algorithm is FUCK'd. Episode 199 up next. This is No Brains, No Headache. Thanks for hanging out. See you around. Stay fresh.
Well, hello, boys.
Damn it.
This is a freestyle off the top of the dome. Here we go. And I do it again, 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 again.